Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel. This is the NS9 postgame show powered by Permani Brothers. And I am your host, Anthony DiNardo. And with me, we have our boy, Dougie Fresh on with us. Doug, Pirates lose today 9 to 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Not another, total team loss. Everybody contributed. The management, the bullpen management, the hitting, lack of timely hitting, pitching. Golly, the pitching is just awful. So yeah, you can't expect to win baseball games when you're not doing anything well, right? I mean, the starting pitching has not been as great. The relief has been awful, and again, they scored 6 runs. I don't know. So I guess that's fine, right? But not enough.
There's a lot of things that happened in today's game. And I want to start off by saying so much happened that I think we forgot that this Pirates team looked like they were ready to lay down quite early on. Matt Liberatore pitches today. Now, Matt Liberatore, not the greatest pitcher in the world. I mean, he's a serviceable starter. I think he'd probably like the 5th starter on most teams. With this Cardinals staff and the way the team should be, he's top of the rotation. He comes in and Doug, you know what? I'm still gonna steal your thunder. You love giving off these stats.
Yeah.
Please tell us.
Yeah. So Liberatore reached a career high in strikeouts with 2 outs in the 4th inning. he didn't have to pitch a complete game to achieve this. He did it in the 4th inning. This team can strike out now. That's for sure. We take pitchers who, as you said, should be a 5th starter and make them look pretty good. And we did it. We did it nearly every game last year. It hasn't been as frequent this year, but it rears its ugly head enough. And I said this, I think, on Sunday with Tyler, is that we bring a lot as fans. We bring a lot of baggage, into our viewing experience. And a lot of the stuff, it was, for the first time this year, like we were down 2-0 and I was sure we were going to lose.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt that with it. Then it went 3-0. And then we got 2, we had the classic Lau and Triolo go back-to-back singles. We have 2 on with nobody out. And, just had to get to Henry, really. Gosh, he's a good defensive catcher. But I don't know if you can be good enough defensively to overcome a 140 batting average, right? This isn't Austin Hedges. This is Doug Ford behind the at the plate. It's terrible.
And the thing about Henry Davis is, yes, like he is not playing well. Defensively, sure. Offensively is bad. Like you said, it's Austin Hedges level. That does the defense actually make up for it? The problem is, what other options they really have? They have the gap here right now because Joey Bart's on the IL, who really wasn't performing either. But Andy Rodriguez also, like, put some perspective on this. 28% below league average hitter in AAA before he's call up.
He was bad at AAA.
Is the answer here either, unfortunately. But I do want to say this. So again, either catcher role today wasn't the problem, but again, the way the game started, like you mentioned, it felt that way. For the first time this year, I felt like, yes, when it was 2-0, I thought, you know what, this team is lifeless. It starts out, Nick Gonzalez strikes out. Connor Griffin grounds out. Then Brian Reynolds strikes out. Starts off the first inning. Again, Matt Liberatore out. The second inning comes up. He strikes out the side. Ozuna goes down. Cruz goes down. The password, Garcia, goes down. Third inning starts. Brandon Lau singles. Okay, there's some life. Jared Cholo singles. Okay, there's some life, as you mentioned. What happens after that? Henry Davis gets struck out. And then Gonzalez grounds into a force out. And then Connor Griffin strikes out. Just all the strikeouts. And we know this team has had a problem against lefties. So, like you mentioned, it just seemed as if today is like, you know what? It's done. It is done. They're cooked.
They came into the game 29th in OPS on the road. Right. They're on the road against just a team that has always just always beat them. Just at least in the past 30 years, or this century. Yeah, it just, I mean, it felt done. And then they get back into it and they take a lead. And Donnie Kelly can't wait. Just can't wait to run a reliever out there. Just can't wait, because hey, we can cover 4 innings. When they tied it back up, I still thought we were going to lose because I'm like, there's no way Mitch Keller can pitch 11 innings, and that's most likely what it's going to take. And well, he couldn't even pitch 6. So,
well, that's the other caveat. So Mitch Keller gives up a home run to their rookie. The Pittsburgh fans know him pretty well, but JJ Weatherholt, he gives up a home run. He had 2 hits on the day. He's batting .239, but a .782 OPS on the year. That was his 9th home run on the season so far. Like it happens, like Mitch Keller didn't have a good start today. It wasn't a terrible start. He does go 5.2, 85 pitches, had 3 earned at the time. Here's the first thing I want to talk about, because there was a lot of, I think, things that were debatable, questionable on Don Kelly's part. And I'm not here to say they're all wrong. I'm not here to say they're all good. But let's talk about them. 85 pitches. Keller gets pulled. Now, he did hit a guy. There was a batter on, but he got 2 other outs. There's Gorman up. He's a lefty. They pull him, bring in Evan Sisk. I want to hear your reaction to this.
Well, I tweeted out before Evan Sisk threw a pitch, all right, somebody should tell Donnie Kelly his bullpen's not that good. I mean, to me, it was, look, he's, the old proverbial caught between a rock and a hard place, right? That might have been a spot to pull Keller, but not with this bullpen. Mitch Keller's better than any reliever they have with 85 pitches. It's that simple. I understand the matchups. I understand all that stuff that you would do if you were a normal team in a normal situation with a normal bullpen, right? It's it's another one of those things about advanced analytics that bothers me, because it's like, in this situation, you should do this, but this includes all the stats of all the players of all the times in this situation. So sometimes that means it's including Shohei Ohtani pitching or Shohei Ohtani batting, and sometimes it's Henry Davis batting. You know what I'm saying? It's like you also have to put some human analysis into it. You have to say, you're right. If we had the nasty boys to come into the bullpen, you easily make your bullpen. If Dennis Santana was pitching like he did last year, if Soto was pitching like he was at the beginning of the year, if Madsen was pitching like he was last year, easy call. You go to your bullpen. But that's not the situation we have. We have a bullpen here that's not very good, and worn out already. We haven't got to June yet, and the arms are falling off, that sort of thing. People have been used too much.
And so heads are falling off.
Yeah. So to me, it was a simple, he's got 85 pitches, which means to me, he's got 15 more, which is this out and then maybe another inning, or at least maybe, this out and then 2 outs in the next inning, that sort of thing. You have to take the chance. And I understand if you didn't pull Keller there and then he gives up the home run, we'd be saying, why didn't you pull Keller there? The matchup dictates. So he's not in a good situation. But to me, it was an easy choice. There was no way. I mean, again, I immediately tweeted out before Evan Sisk threw a pitch. This was not second guessing. I was first guessing this shit. and I thought it was a bad call. And Evan Sisk, gave me anecdotal evidence there to support my. Evan Sisk has been okay. He's not. No one's clamoring to make him the closer.
Right. So here's what I want to do, because this is one of those situations too where it's like, I understand why. Now I'll give what I would have preferred, but like, I understand the reason. I know it's just 85 pitches, and I'm not going to say Mitch Keller was cruising today by any means. Like, again, he gave up the 3, he had the home run. It wasn't his best outing, but again, like, it wasn't bad. I mean, not to the level, but like, that's why like Paul Skeens on Sunday, it's like he wasn't cruising by all means too. He gave up 5 earned runs, but like, he was pitching better than 5 earned runs, I felt like, on the day. And like with Mitch Keller today, again, he wasn't cruising. I mean, he does go 5.2 innings today, does only allow 4 hits, 1 walk, so like, that's effective, but the 3 runs at the time. He does have the guy on. All right. Evan Sisk, 19 innings pitched this year. 1.42 ERA, 14 hits, 0 home runs, 5 walks. He's done his job when he's been called upon this year. He is a lefty. Gorman's up to bat. Versus lefties this year. 208, 286, 250. Good for a 57 weighted runs created plus. Lefty on lefty, opposed to Mitch righty on lefty, right? I understand the reasoning. The matchup's there. You have a guy who is performing, a guy who's not performing against that lefty. I understand why. Go out there. Let's get this out. That's maybe in your mind the best call. But this is where I side with you, Doug. And it's not even so much that matchup. It's not even so much that one in particular. It's the fact that Don Kelly needs to find 10 outs. He needs to find 10 outs. Even if that's the right matchup, you need 9 outs afterwards. And this bullpen's not good, to your point.
You're right.
So I still feel like I'm riding with Mitch then, because again, like it wasn't like it seemed at the end he was wearing down. Again, it wasn't a fantastic start by him, but it also wasn't like, oh man, he looks bad now, let's get him out of here. It was just 85 pitches. He still looked just as serviceable right now as he did the first, second, and third. I'm keeping him in there because I still need, after this out, 9 more.
Right. That's the reason you do it, because again, they're not going to get you 3 1/3 outs. They're just not going to. You don't have it in that bullpen. It's not there right now, and
right.
Not all Donnie Kelly's fault. Kelly's in a bad spot. He's in a bad spot, but ultimately he's the one that has to know that bullpen's not getting you 10 outs without giving up another run. You don't have 10 more outs. So if you can get it down to maybe only having to get 6 more outs, or 7, maybe that sort of thing, fine. But that's why you go with Mitch Keller. You're right. You're right. Don Kelly can sit in the press conference and say the matchup's dictated, but all of that. He can answer why in that specific situation he did that specific thing, but that only gets you out of the 6th inning, right? So now you've got, like as you said, 9 more outs to get, and this bullpen's not going to do that for you.
Right.
They don't have it, and honestly, right, they're going to have to sort it out mostly with this bullpen. There is no great move coming now anyway. So, I mean, again, Urquidy's pitching okay at AAA. Maybe you can bring him up. And I know it's the same thing we were saying last year with all the hitters. It's like, bring up Gorski. He can only be as bad as Sawinski, right? Well, I'm not saying he is Willie Mays coming to rescue us. Just if you have a bunch of guys that are doing really poorly, maybe bring someone else up. Maybe you catch lightning in a bottle. I don't know. But we know for sure that this bullpen with these guys right now is not being very effective. So, what's his name? Bo Burrows. Somebody, I don't know. Bring somebody just to see. I mean, it might only be for 4 games that they help you till you bring somebody else. But we need something. We need somebody. And, he's got to figure it out with this bullpen. Therefore, I would ride with my starters a little longer. I just would. And because I'm me, in September when the starters are all tired, I'll be saying he didn't take care of the starter. You can't win. You can't win, but you have.
And that's the thing. There's a lot of, like, when you are the manager, there's a no-win situation, and like this certainly could have been one of them too, because he could have left Mitch in, and Mitch could have given up that home run also. And now you're looking up. Well, there's the typical Mitch Keller start. Mitch is back, 5 earned in 5.2 innings. Like, now this looks even worse on him or whatnot. And again, I know this is a lot of like whataboutisms in that, but again, the matchup looks and says this guy is pitching well. He's a lefty. This guy doesn't hit lefties well. This is a big moment here. It's a tight ball game. Let's make sure we get this out and go forward. He can talk, like you mentioned that in the press conference, and he can make sense of it. And again, I can understand and make sense of it too. But I do think this is a situation. Again, I go back to the Brandon Lau part where, like, Nick York pinch hit for him in that situation. Is like, analytics are good. I'll keep saying it. Analytics, just information. It's good to know this stuff. But the same side, it's also good to know I cannot trust this bullpen. And right now, there's a reason why Mitch Keller's on this baseball team. Just the same reason that Paul Skeen's on this baseball team. They need to be my dogs. They are my dogs. I trust them. You have to just, in Mitch Keller, I trust.
Right.
Go do it. I think even in that moment, he probably has just as good as a chance, even how good Sisk is pitching. And again, even if it's not that situation, you still need to find 9 more outs. Even if I trust Sisk in that situation, I don't know who I'm trusting in the 7th, in the 8th, and in the 9th. Probably Gregory Soto, which he did, but he's been shaky of late, So like, I still got to live for another day. I need Mitch to get this out for me. I'm riding and dining with Mitch, kind of like how I prefer to ride or die with Brandon Lau in that situation, even though it's a lefty up.
Right. So, I have more faith.
This is the first questionable one of the day that we can.
Right. It's right. I know what the matchups say with York and Brandon Lau. I have more faith in Brandon Lau. Right. He's got more experience. He's seen more pitches. He understands pitching sequences better. Blah, blah, blah. There's a bunch of other reasons. Right. But and it's the same thing. At this point in the season, where we are with our lineup construction, our roster, that sort of thing, I'd rather ride with Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller, and Braxton Ashcraft than anybody in our bullpen, right? And like I said, that specific matchup for that next pitch may dictate that you would go with the reliever, or But again, I feel more confidence in Mitch Keller than I do in Evan Sisk. And again, and it's not, and you have to know, and it's not just Evan Sisk in that at bat, because he's going to have to pitch to a couple more guys, and then on down with whichever relievers you bring in from there. Brandon Boudoir, who doesn't look ready yet, right? Alex pointed that out in one of his offbeat. I mean, again, you don't have a lot of great choices, Donnie, but so who do you go with? You go with your guys, your dogs, as you said. You go with the dogs. And again, I feel confident. I'd rather run Keller out there. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Absolutely fair. Let's go ahead and kick on to Cody, and we'll talk more about this loss.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack hydration sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Joe mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar, brain and body fuel you need to win your day. The Ultimate Sampler Pack is a great way for you to try all IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. All IQ Bar products are clean label certified and entirely free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial ingredients. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are fueling their lifestyles with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. The Ultimate Sampler Pack includes all 3. My personal favorites so far have been the almond butter chip and the iced tea lemonade hydration mix. It's just really full of flavor. I love starting my day with it, and I couldn't imagine starting my day with anything else other than IQ Bar products. Right now, IQ Bar is offering our podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text MLB to 64,000. That's MLB 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
So yeah, ultimately fine. We know what Evan Sisk did. Like I said, I gave you the stats early. He comes in today. He goes 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, 2 walks, had that home run. Didn't look good. But again, as I stayed on like NS9 Live, like I do think he's earned the right to get more opportunities. And of course, as it goes, he earned himself opportunities. He was given opportunity, and he didn't succeed. So again, like that show on that Thursday night show is just not aging well for any of us and all the things that we talked about. But then, yeah, Brandon Boudoir comes in. So he gets Sisk out of a jam. So 2 outs in the next inning, Boudoir comes in. And now, what you said, Doug, sure, he's not ready. But that out that he made, 3 straight pitches, 3 straight strikes. He looked good that out. He saved that inning and to live for another day.
Yeah.
But then the next inning comes and he got a home run crushed on.
Yeah, he barreled that one. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's so hard to just there's the pirate, that pirate-itis cloud that hangs over. Like it's going to be tough to overcome the past 7 years, basically. And that's what they're going to have to do. And they're going to have to dig out. They're 500 right now. Somebody in that bullpen needs to step up. Somebody in this lineup, needs to step up. And we need to realize that Ozuna should probably not be batting cleanup in any lineup at any time. It's going to be tough without O'Hearn.
Yeah.
But again, if Ozuna would just hit like he hit in the past, even if he hit like last year, which was a down year, if Brian Reynolds, who was fine today, would step up, if Henry could hit 215, if on and on and on, if Endy, if Password, if anybody could come through, it'd be great. It's what we need. We need some people to step up. This is we need to end this thing. Tomorrow it's Majinski tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Well, speaking of stepping up, so I mean, like you said, it was looking very early that this team was going to lay down and fall apart, and it's going to be just a bad loss.
Right.
And I mean, it was a bad loss in another way, another meaning.
Yeah.
But fifth inning comes around, and the Pirates shown some life. Again, they were getting mowed down by Liberatore, and then they kind of get to him. So the fifth inning starts. Brandon Lau gets a single. Jared Trillo gets a single. Like you said, the patented back-to-back singles by Brandon Lau and Trillo, as we all expect, right? Henry Davis flies out, of course. Then Nick Gonzalez walks.
Right.
So I mean, bases are loaded, 1 out. There's a wild pitch. Brandon Lau scores. Now it's 3-1, and it's like, oh, okay, like maybe there's a little bit of life here. Connor Griffin strikes out. Brian Reynolds doubles. It's a 3-3 ball game. You know what? Everything that happened in the past, it's now erased. It's a brand new game. The Pirates look dead. They look lifeless. They had Brandon. They had Brian Reynolds misjudge a fly ball. Now he caught it, but it looked like the ugliest catch in the outfield I've ever seen. O'Neill Cruz didn't realize there was 2 outs. He stands on second base. So all this stuff was happening earlier that you thought, again, now they tied up. It's a brand new ball game. The offense starts coming alive. And again, it's been some questionable decisions by Don Kelly. So I want to go to the next one here. So speaking about the offense coming alive, even with Bidwell getting up the home run, even now it's 2 runs. It's the 9th inning. This Pirates team needs to come back. They're down 2. And the one thing we've talked about this team, other than, as you mentioned, we started the post game, today's game, when it looked like, okay, they're done. Almost every game, you've never felt they're out of it. And this was kind of like that moment. It's like, all right, earlier on, I thought they're out of it, but now they're showing some life. They need 2 runs in the 9th, and it's the top of the lineup. Nick Gonzalez led off today. It's the top of the lineup. What can be done? Can they do this? And you know what? They did it. Nick Gonzalez singles right off the bat.
How appropriate that he off the bat did that off the bat. Right?
Yeah,
it was a single right off the bat, right? Yeah.
Speaking off the bat, Connor Griffin gets hit off the bat or not, or we don't know. There was a challenge. I don't think he actually got hit, but hey, I'll accept what they said. So he gets on base. There's 2 guys on. Brian Reynolds gets hit by a pitch next. So now bases are loaded. There are no outs, Doug. Bases are loaded. There are 0 outs. And guess who's up? Marcell Ozuna.
I do recall Jim Rosati saying he's probably going to be the best hitter on this team. I mean, hey.
Was that said on NS9 Live Thursday too?
It was probably on the Thursday show.
Which, speaking of, yes, and shout out to Steel City DW for the 10 gifted memberships. And then also shout out to Sean Hooper for the 10 gifted memberships. You all just got a membership, got all the new cool emojis. And then shout out to DJ Quimby for becoming a new YouTube member.
Yeah, join us. Join us. The therapy group. We're here.
So I'm going to hand it over to you. Again, bases are loaded. There are 0 outs. And you're designated hitter. You're very well compensated for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Designated hitter is up the
also
bat.
Cleanup. You're cleanup hitter, right?
Why should we even question this?
Yeah. I've been really patient with him. I just, the track record, the resume has been too good. They moved him down. Donnie moved him down in the lineup, which I thought was good. And for some reason today he's got him batting cleanup. I realize O'Hearn is gone, but I don't know what, I mean, again, Cruz, Lau, I mean, all these guys seem to be, better hitters suited for that situation. He hits into a double play. It shouldn't have been a double play, but Ozuna is as slow as I am, maybe slower. And yeah, I think he might be. I mean, I would challenge him to a race. Yeah, just awful, just awful. Like, you just needed to get the ball in the air. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he should be a good enough hitter to make a better out. That it's. I mean, again, we're not even asking at this point. We're not asking for the grand slam. We're not asking for a bases clearing double. We're just like, man, don't hit into a double play.
Right.
So, and again, it's. We all had mixed emotions about the signing of the person, but we all agreed he was going to be, a pretty good hitter. And man, have we been wrong? And we're a third of the way, or nearly a third of the way through the season. This is no longer, hey, he's got to get his timing down. Hey, no, I mean, he's stunk, and he's had like 2 good weeks, I think. Yeah.
Well, I do want to bring this up. In the month of May, he's had, coming into this game, a 124 weighted runs created plus. Like, he has hit better in total, like, for the month of May.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, you're right.
I want to get to here.
Yeah. But
he had 8 at bats, all strikeouts. 6 coming into the game. The first 2 at bats were strikeouts as well. So he had a streak of 8 straight at bats, all strikeouts. And then the next 2, he didn't strike out.
Didn't strike out. Right.
So still no hits.
Yeah.
So I guess my thing is, if we're talking about the Mitch Keller situation in Evan Sisk, right? Bringing in Sisk is getting cute there. Wouldn't technically pinch hitting for your designated hitter, your cleanup hitter, also be cute to have, like, a Spencer Horwitz coming off the bench?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's you're right. It's not a bad idea. I just did look, though, that Ozuna is hitting 40 points higher, 42 points higher than Henry Davis at this point. And like, I mean, like you said, Ozuna's got like 17 straight strikeouts in a row, and he's still better. Golly. Yeah. I mean, again, Donnie's hard to figure because he really wants to use that lineup. He loves using pinch hitters, like in the 6th inning, when that guy, when you're taking out a Brandon Lau, because he's facing a lefty or what have you. And it's like, yeah, but he's going to come up. He might come up 2 more times. He's going to come up at least 1 more time. And that could be against a righty. I mean, it's you sort of got to look at it's kind of like Donnie's managing, like, this is the last play of the game. So since this is the last play of the game, I will bring in this right-handed hitter to go against this left-handed batter, and I'll put my best, sit my best hitter down, that sort of thing. But it's not the last play of the game. There's 3 innings to go. We might need this guy again. And by then he's brought in Billy Cook to be a pinch runner. We've Reynolds is out, this guy. So yeah, but then it comes this chance where if you're going to be cute, and if you're going to use the whole roster, you're going to use everybody on the team. This guy struck out 8-9 times in a row. And this is it. You could win the game here type thing. And, now just let him ride. And you don't even get the strikeout. You get the you get the double play. And I mean, he can't run.
Thing. Like, again, like, you talk about getting cute, your dogs and stuff. And again, like, this is your designated hitter. This is your cleanup guy. Like, you can make the argument, like, well, if you bring in Spencer Horwitz, that's getting cute. But again, a lot of it comes down to feel and such too. Like, there are analytics. There also is feel. And again, like, I know Ozuna's been fine for the month of May. He's been good, but again, of recent, not. And before May, he was horrible as well. One guy who's been steady. I mean, like, maybe like the first week and a half, he wasn't really doing well.
First
Spencer
week,
Horwitz has been
slow, but
Spencer Horwitz has been good this year. And now, again, he doesn't really face lefties. That's why he was in the lineup today. He's on the bench, but there's a righty out on the mound. There's Marcell Ozuna, who is struggling right now. And again, I know he's your cleanup guy. I know he's your designated hitter. But Spencer Horwitz on the year, 286, 388, 446 with a 135 weighted runs created plus against righties. This isn't just like the first time. We saw what he did last year. You saw what he did in the small spurt of time he was with the Blue Jays in the majors. Like, this is something that he is a hitter. But you know what he also isn't? Fast. But you know who he's faster than? And you know what he's not? Like Marcell Ozuna also is just a double play merchant. So that's the thing too. It's like not even so much of like just your designated hitter. Like, this is a situation where the last thing you really want to do is hit a double play. You have a real opportunity. Like, even a sac fly is fine.
Yeah.
Marcell Ozuna is capable of hitting into double play often because he hits the ball on the ground there and he's just so slow. And like in that ball too, that was hit. I mean, the fact that he was thrown out at first, like that's an indictment to how slow he was. Like, that to me was a point. It's like, let's go win this game. Let's get Spencer in here. That's the best opportunity to me. And it
Right.
wasn't done. And again, it kind of contradicts the whole Mitch Keller thing. Like, that was cute, but this is also in a sense getting cute, but I think this one makes sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's been real inconsistent. There are times, like I said, we didn't have a single pitcher go over 100 pitches we were the last team in the major leagues to have pitched through 100 pitches, and it was Bubba, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, wait a minute, like this is the guy that you're gonna, it's not Paul Skeens, it's not Mitch Keller, and they both had opportunities that they could have gone another inning to do so.
Right.
There's some strange time, and again, I'm all for you looking at the analytics and said, you know what? No, I got a hunch. This guy, that whatever, he's feeling it lately. He's had good at bats. He's hit the ball hard, whatever you want to, however you want to rationalize it. But then sometimes he just, he's like, no, man, that's my cleanup hitter, man. That's our designated hitter. I can't pitch hit for him. Well, right. if you can pull Mitch, and if you can pitch hits for Brandon Lau, who is the best hitter, on the team right now, or at least amongst them, then why can't you pitch it for Ozuna? And I understand you should not be worrying about impacting Marcell Ozuna's confidence, right? Like, I don't want to, no. He's 107 years. He's almost my age, right? He's had tons of success. He should be able to bounce back from being pulled for a pinch hitter, right? I mean, quite frankly,
he get it too. Like, he talked about the booze earlier on. Like, it doesn't affect him. Like, he deserves them. Like, he seems to get it.
Yeah, he knows, right? Exactly. Again, if after this game they come to Mitch and say, should they have pulled you? He can't say there is no way you should have pulled me in this situation, right? I mean, he
didn't look pleased either.
Yeah. I'll say that. So yeah, it's right. There's merit to that decision. There was a lot of merit to pinch hitting for Marcell Ozuna. If for no other reason, to put a guy that's got a little better wheels, that like, all right, the last thing we can afford here is hitting into a double play.
Double play.
Yeah. That's the last thing we can have. Right.
Ironic enough, what happens? He hits the line drive single, scores, gets the RBI. But the thing is, like, had that happened in the Ozuna at bat, and like it's all revisionist.
Sure.
Like, I mean, like, that might not have happened then. But again, that's why, like, it gives that better chance. But like, if that would have happened in Ozuna's spot where there's no outs and the bases are loaded, that's 2 runs right there. Ozuna scored 1 because obviously bases were loaded, right? So I mean, that guy's coming in, but 2 outs are made. Horwitz gets that 2 runs score because there's a guy in second. So now there's still 0 outs and it's a tied ball game. You still have 3 opportunities to go out there and basically try and win this game, which Soto comes in and nails this down the 9th inning to go into extras. Like, there was a real opportunity here and they don't capitalize on it. They did tie it. Like, they do end up tying it because of Horwitz afterwards, right? But that could have tied it earlier on. You still have 3 more opportunities to try to win.
Right. And did you think for 1 second we were going to win in extras? Because I didn't.
Well, no, because again, Soto comes in there at 9th. He cleans it up. He looked excellent. And now again, it's this bullpen that you don't trust, which is why maybe you go to Mitch earlier.
Well, and then we don't score a run. We don't move Lau off second base, right? We 3 straight outs. We don't even move the runner.
Well, Cruz did walk afterwards.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Cruz did walk. Right. But like, isn't that maybe a Jank Mangum bunting situation?
My bad.
Yeah. I'm in extra innings now. And I'm just wondering, it's like we didn't even, no threat, man on second, no outs. And
yeah,
you could have put him on. You could have put him halfway to home. He still wouldn't have advanced on any situation. So
right. But yeah, Mason Montgomery comes in, gives up a hit, and then a home run, which made it 9-6 loss.
Yeah, because why wouldn't he? Because he was starting to look kind of good there for
because we mentioned him on NS9 Live also, how he's looking good and he's earning some opportunities. And here you go, kid. Here's your opportunity. Yeah. 4 runs from those guys earning opportunities we talked about. Yeah. That's the bullpen. But again, like that's also why I don't blame too much on Dumb Kelly, because these guys aren't producing. It doesn't matter, but there are some things that you can discuss and talk. And again, that Mitch Keller one, I would have preferred him to go out there.
Yeah, we could definitely question the decisions, but ultimately he, I feel like Neil defending Derek Shelton. Like, who else? Who's he going to put in this situation, right? I mean, it's every guy in our bullpen right now is shaky. There's nobody.
Everyone gave up a run today outside of Gregory Soto. 4 pitchers came in for relief. Everyone gave up at least 1 run outside of Soto. And again, Soto's the only one that you feel any resemblance of confidence in.
Last Tuesday, you and I, and I said, who do you trust in the bullpen? It's Soto. And you're like, well, Soto and Montgomery. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair, Montgomery. And it's 7 days later, we don't trust them. Soto was great today. And hopefully that's a sign of things to come. But, things have not gotten better in the past week, right? I don't have any more confidence in anybody now. And
you can't run every starter pitcher out there 8 innings, and you can't have Gregory Soto pitch 162 1-inning games. Like, you need to have more in this bullpen. It just is what it is.
Right. Someone's got to step up. Somebody's got to start being effective again. All the numbers are in your favor as a pitcher, right? If you could just throw some strikes, not walk people, and
Well, tomorrow, like mentioned, Carmen Mlodzinski starts. I don't know how that's going to go. There are 2 lefties in the top 3 of this lineup. He's scheduled to start. They haven't announced any type of opener. Again, his starts tend to go better with an opener. I would like to see that tomorrow. According to FanDuel right now, Pirates are plus 106. So FanDuel doesn't like this either for the Pirates. They've already lost 4 in a row. They're now at 500, threatening to be under 500. The first time the NL Central has had teams under 500 for what, a month? I mean, they've all been over 500 almost essentially from the beginning of the season, at least after the past first series. So
if there's going to be a team in the Central under 500, it's going to be the Pirates, right? I mean, it's just who else would it be?
Well, not the Cardinals, apparently. So that is that. We'll be back again tomorrow. Any last words before we get out of here, Doug?
Your boy Triolo had 3 hits today.
He did. And it looked like he got hurt and he was pulled out of the game.
Of course he did. Of course he got hurt. He's just starting.
He almost had a 4th hit. He almost had a 4th hit.
Yeah. All right. No, beyond that, join us after the game tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be giving sandwiches away. Less than a month to the tailgate. Like, subscribe, post a review. Give a review after this show. Talk about what a fine job DiNardo did.
All right. Yeah. Well, we love you guys. We appreciate y'all for coming on. We'll be back again tomorrow night. We'll see you
therapy tomorrow night.
Tomorrow morning. Alex for another offbeat. I'm sure that's going to go swell.
He's got some subject matter.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.